The first 2 days of free agency in the books, teams' draft needs are starting to come into more clear focus. Let's talk about how the top 10 teams' plans might have shifted over the last few days. Starting at the top of the draft with the Tennessee Titans, and it's been my long-standing suspicion that they were not in on the QB class this year, but I seem to have been wrong. They did not make a major quarterback move in the first 2 days, and with a lot of the best options off the board or seemingly attached to New York or Pittsburgh, seems like they're more in on a QB than I thought. Cleveland, despite a pretty bizarre backup QB swap with the Philadelphia Eagles, is still firmly in the quarterback market in my opinion. Not a ton of major moves in free agency after paying the house to Myles Garrett. Next up is New York, and with Tennessee and Cleveland firmly in the QB market, this kind of makes them the odd men out. There's only 2 QBs worth drafting in the first round in my opinion, so they're going to have to get one of Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers and then try to draft a weapon or offensive lineman for him here. Not much has changed in the plans for New England, in my opinion. They made a lot of strong moves on the defensive side of the ball, but the issue still remains on offense. They need to surround Drake May with weapons he feels comfortable with. Jaguars could go a couple different directions. I could see them adding on the defensive line that would definitely fit James Gladstone's archetype from his time with the Los Angeles Rams, but I could also see them continuing to surround Trevor Lawrence with more talent, whether that be on the offensive line or as an outside receiver to pair with Brian Thomas. Raiders made their big move with a trade for Geno Smith, and then we're a little quieter in free agency, so this 6th pick has to be a skill position in my opinion. Whether that's a running back like Ashton Jeanty or a receiver, you need someone to help Geno. Free agency left a giant hole on the Jets' offensive line with the departure of their right tackle, Morgan Moses. I would look for them to address that here. They went offensive line last year, and now they can double up for a new quarterback in Justin Fields. 8th overall is the Carolina Panthers, and it's time to see if the flashes you saw from Bryce Young last year are real or not. By building a real offense around him, they've invested a ton into their offensive line. Now he needs more weapons. The Saints severely hamstring themselves this offseason by deciding to keep Derek Carr. They could have saved a bunch of money by moving on, but if you are going to stay with Derek Carr, you need to continue to build up the offensive line in front of him to keep him on the field. They stripped that unit down last year to save cap space. Now you got to build it up in the draft. 10th and last is the Chicago Bears, and I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but they need to invest in weapons as well. A lot of these teams are in similar positions of having a young quarterback and just not having enough options for him to get it done. With the Bears, it's a run game problem. I would love to see them go Ashton Jeanty if he's still on the board here.